Wants to be on my video. Oh, hell yeah, she can be on my video. Yeah. Stop it. We made it
It's my
happen.
dramatic, confident entrance. W.
Holy fuck, sweating balls.
Oh my God. I was like, I can't get in. Hello, everybody. Sorry.
Everybody say hello to Erica. Erica, please say hello to
Hello.
everybody.
How are we?
So, so Erica and I have literally jumped on just to do a complete live Q&A. If any questions come in, we will answer them immediately. If they don't, we're just going to start telling you what we know about confidence. Julianne saying hello, Josie's saying hello.
Hey, hey.
Keep all the love hearts coming for Erica, and some thumbs up for two technophobes. Let's be honest, potentially not the most technically savvy people, but what we
No.
do know is a little bit about confidence, right?
Yes, except confidence in Facebook Live joining someone. We don't know shit about that. So luckily, we're not going to
Absolutely.
talk about Facebook.
Ask somebody else if you want to know more about Facebook. So, Erica, you are officially the Queen of Confidence. So, tell
Oh,
us a little bit about what that really means, because it's almost ironic, right?
it is, right? It's a lie. So it's just like a like an affirmation. So it's like Queen of Confidence. All right, rock. It's my alter ego. She's got a fucking cape on, right? No crowns. I hate crowns. I don't like tiaras. No offense if you do. It's not my fucking thing. I like the throne, but no fucking crowns. So the Queen of Confidence, yeah, she's my alter ego. It just reminds me of that confidence, as you said in your beautiful long post with your gorgeous yellow bra top, that it's a state of mind, something you have to practice and show up as. So it just reminds me that I am so not the fucking Queen of Confidence, but I am acting as, and I am always showing up as, and so should all of us, you know? So, yeah.
So, let's explore this a little bit further, because for me, I remember hearing once someone say, I think it was Mel Robbins actually, that I actually heard this phrase come from, and I really loved it. And it's this idea that confidence isn't something that you are born with, that confidence is a skill that you develop. And like
Yeah,
most skills, you've got to try it and fuck it up a couple of times
totally.
before you start building the competence around it.
Yes, I hate that word, but yes, yes,
Sorry,
yes.
I'm going to use
I know,
it.
I know
So
it's
I,
so like competence, competence,
I know.
but
So I
yeah,
say so many wanky things. It's hilarious. Um, I always think it's like climbing a ladder, right? To get to the top of the ladder, you've got to put one hand up, and then the other hand up, and then the other hand up, and then the other hand up. And
totally.
this is why I call it the confidence ladder, because the two are going to go hand in hand, and they're going to go a bit like this and a bit like this. And I think so many of us wait for the confidence to arrive, and so
Yeah,
therefore never give ourselves the permission to learn the competence in something.
100%. And I think too, like beforehand, I've got some of my peeps watching. So can you intro who you are and what you do? And hello, everybody from my hello, Hamish husband. That's my husband. He's listening.
Hi, Hamish.
Just saying.
He is your peeps, right?
Yeah. Hi, Amy. Oh, hello, Joey. Look at all these people. Okay, so who are you? Tell us about you. Emily is the fucking bomb, by the way. But yes, intro.
All right, so I used to work exclusively in the world of dating. After many, many fucking fucked up failed relationships, I realized that there was a massive gap between where I was and where I wasn't. And I think part of actually building confidence is identifying where your gap is in something, realizing where you're not competent in something, and realizing where you actually don't have the confidence in something. And at around the age of 33, after yet another broken heart, my God, how many can one person have? I realized that actually I knew fuck all about men, like just nothing about men. Identified that gap, took a massive leap of faith, and decided to go and start investing in myself, my time, my resources, my money, my energy, and start learning everything that I could to fill this gap. And of course, it was a little bit nerve wracking, and it gave me tight butt. So tight butt is the phrase that I use for what we call in the coaching world optimal anxiety. I don't like using the word anxiety because I don't want to feel any more of it, right? So
Yeah.
I just coined the phrase tight butt. That
Yeah.
feeling that you get when you're about to do something new and something different, so your butt cheeks squeeze together so that you don't shit yourself. Tight butt, right? That's what confidence is. Before you get confidence, you are going to have to push through those tight butt
Yes.
moments. It's non-negotiable. You can't, there's no magic pill. You
Yeah.
can't wingle your way around it. You can't affirmate your way around it. You can't fucking meditate your
No.
way out of it. You are going to have those tight butt moments if you're going to want to move through to the other side of confidence. So
Yes.
I took huge tight butt moments, and I started learning about personal development, started learning about myself, started learning about men, And I started this awesome business called That Crazy Thing Called Love. And for a good couple of years, I worked exclusively with women, single women, in order to help them bring in and attract in and do the things that they needed to do to find their perfect partner. Perfect being a slightly ironic word in itself, right?
Yeah.
So in that process, in that journey, what I started learning about was that actually it's got, of course, having the competence around knowing stuff about men is really, really going to help you out if you want to be in an awesome relationship with men. But actually, ultimately, what I was doing was life coaching women. I was teaching women about how to have self-esteem, about how to have the confidence, if you like, and develop these skills and start looking at what it is they believe to be true, what it is they believe to be possible, and giving them the skills to go out and be the person that they really genuinely loved so much in themselves,
Yeah.
that then finding your perfect partner isn't a big thing.
Yeah.
There is nothing worse than going out on a date and trying to sell yourself or trying to sell a version of yourself that you
Yeah.
think somebody else wants
Yeah.
without
Yeah.
actually really believing that in yourself. And
Oh,
so more
yes.
and more and more, after a massive big clusterfuck of 2017, which I won't go into now, but lots and lots of personal life lessons happened to me in 2017. And at the end of it, what I realized was that actually it's not about learning about how men think, it's about learning how you think and
Totally.
learning to develop that relationship with yourself. And once you've got
Yeah.
that set, all the other relationships in your life,
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
else.
It's true.
So
100.
now, so now I sort of took that leap of faith and really recently did the thing which they tell you not to do, and just decided to call myself a life coach or a mindset coach, because really
Woohoo!
that's what I help women do. Fuck it. I help women have a better life.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And someone asked me, what's a self-confidence coach? I'm like, it's a fucking life coach who focuses on self-confidence. Like it is.
Yeah.
And as people go, oh, life coaching, it's like, well, you need this. Like if you've got shit going on and you haven't hit thresholds, you need someone to cheerlead and sometimes kick you in the ass and sometimes pick you up and, you know, walk along with you. Not forever, right? You don't fucking want codependency, but definitely to get you to the next step. And me and you both see coaches ourselves. We work on our own self and our own shit going on. So it's
Yeah.
like, you got to do it. So that's Emily, y'all. She's the bomb. See how much we swear, isn't it?
Y'all. I know. I just love it. Fuck it. And so I think what's been really lovely is that you and I, we've been trying to do something together for ages, haven't we? The first time we met, we were like, you, me, let's do it.
Yeah.
And it's taken us a while to actually get to this point where both of our schedules have collided and the stars are aligned. But we are both speaking at the same event, which is coming up on Valentine's Day here in Melbourne. There'll be a link going into both of our comments boxes about that if you're interested and you're a single girl. And really interestingly, it's not about, I mean, we're both going to show up, and of course you can pick my brains about men. Absolutely. Feel free. I'll tell you everything that I know or don't know. That's not why we're there, right? We're there because we know that fundamentally it is the most attractive thing to another human being is confidence.
Yeah.
And if you have not got that down pat, it doesn't matter how many dates you go on, doesn't matter how many Matthew Hussey videos you watch, doesn't matter how many books you read, Mars, men, Venus, women, doesn't matter. Because if you don't have that confidence, you are never ever going to be able to assert your boundaries, you are never going to be able to assert your standards, you are never going to be able to rock up and be the most amazing, hilarious, gorgeous version of you, because you're always going to sit in that place of not being enough.
Yeah, yeah. And I think the big thing too is like the difference of confidence and the difference of self-confidence, you know, and like I look at confidence, how you said, like the ladder, like it's you know, I'm confident at pouring a glass of water. You may be confident at Facebook Lives because you've done them so much.
A glass of wine.
Confident at, you know, like these are the things that the skills that you do, you know, and a baby's not confident at walking because they're a fucking baby, you know, they don't know how to walk and they keep going and they keep going. So like we can't give up in our self-confidence and learning how can we be more confident. And then you have your self-confidence, which is like your self-worth, what you think about yourself, how you feel about yourself, how you see yourself when no one's around you. You think you're a piece of shit? Do you think you're worthy? Do you think you're not worthy? What are you willing to tolerate and accept from people? So I think the two things, yes, they go hand in hand, but self-confidence is your own responsibility, and it's something you're not born with, but you need to work at it. So these are the things that we're going to be covering. So questions, come at us, any self-confidence, confidence questions, because there's a lot that we're going to go through on the night, but we want to give you as much as who's in there? Oh, hey, Tyler. Oh, how you doing? Okay.
You're prepping for a TV show. That is confidence there, my friend, right?
Oh,
Hi,
yeah.
Taylor. How are you, babe? Two very excited people coming to see you very soon. So that's actually a beautiful segue for us, because here's the thing, right? When you are doing something that is new, or when you're doing something that is different, or when you're doing something that is big, you are not going to have confidence around it. So the
Mm,
first time I ever did, so Tyler there was just saying that she's prepping for a TV show. Man, if you ask me to prep for a TV show, I'm not going to rock up at that TV show with full confidence at all. I'm going to rock up at that TV studio and I'm going to be quite literally shitting my pants, because I haven't done many TV gigs. I've done a few, but I haven't done many of them. Now,
yeah,
by the time I've been on Oprah 17 times, which believe me is
yeah,
going to happen, once
totally.
once I've done that many times, I will be confident at doing it.
Yeah.
It's a bit like Facebook Live. I wasn't nervous about coming on and doing this Facebook Live. I was full on excited because I'm doing it with
Yeah.
you, but I wasn't
Yay.
nervous about it because I've done so many. The first few Facebook Lives I did, I was like shaking
Did
like a leaf.
you bomb? Did you ever bomb any? Did
Uh,
you ever go, oh, fuck?
I still bomb them, but I now have the
We almost
self-trust. We almost bombed this one, let's be honest. Yeah. I also now have the self-trust and the vulnerability to fucking own it when it happens. That's
Yeah.
confidence. Confidence isn't about getting shit right, and it's not about getting
No,
shit perfect. It's about
totally.
fucking stuff up and owning it.
And I think a big part too, like what I see with my ladies, is a lot of self comparison. So they're like, we're on social media right now, right? I'm not gonna lie, I did my hair. I just had a baby 4 months ago, so I'm sure there's breast milk stains and vomit on me somewhere, right? I did brush my teeth today. My underwear may be clean. I don't fucking know, right? Who knows? But
At least you're wearing some, hun.
yeah, like I don't look like this all the time at all, right? This is crazy. Like if I don't have help with my two kids, it ain't happening. But like if you see me, you might think, oh my God, she looks really great, or I like her necklace, or she did her hair. Look at Emily's beautiful, she always looks so good and her hair's amazing. Like I could have sweatpants on underneath here. Sometimes I do when I get on Facebook, by the way. And it's like you comparing what we're seeing. So we're only getting to see whatever we decide to show you on this thing, or Instagram, and I feel like there's so much now and so many people want to like look perfect and be like filtered and amazing. Even you watching this, all y'all. And it's like the more perfect and amazing you want to fucking look, the more you hurt the people that want to go, I just look like this. Is this okay? Am I enough like this? Because it's like you got to wear lipstick and you have to have your hair done, you have to have this and you have to have that, and it's like all this pressure to like look a certain way and compare yourself because you're not that and you're not that. And it's like fucking be seen. Like my ladies know that on my group page I go on there looking fucking crazy, like I'm a hot mess, because that's how I am at that moment. And it doesn't mean I am a hot mess, I'm just having a moment of that. And it's like fucking embrace that and almost like be seen, be raw. And the more vulnerable, like you said, that we can be and unfiltered, we don't have to worry about what other people think. And then we open up space for them to be the same. Like you shine bright, oh shit, you give me permission, I'm going to do the same. Like more of that I think is needed.
Yeah, I call it being unashamedly human.
Totally.
And I think there's a real lack of that these days.
Yeah.
And again, social media is such a big part to play on it. Just so that you know, guys, talking about what you can only see from here on up. Just before we went on this live, I was wearing a white jumper this morning. Just before we went on this live, I managed to dribble some food down myself. So I really quickly had to go and change my top. And I didn't have time to change my bottom. So I'm currently wearing a dress.
There you go.
And a skirt. There we are. A dress over a skirt. So, like no one's fucking perfect. I literally dribbled food. Fell out my mouth, all down my white top.
I was just
Yay!
I was leaking. So I'm like, well, I'm just going to be right here so you don't see. What the fuck? Who cares? It's life. My nails aren't painted. No, I got so much fucking cuticle going on. But who gives a fuck? Like, I'm awesome. And you're fucking awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we just had an awesome question coming from Naomi saying, what do you do with the voices in your head? So when you are, and I completely get this, so when you are about to do something, you're about to summon up the courage to go forth and do the thing that is giving you that type up moment, what do you do when that chorus line, because let's be honest, we've all got more than one voice in our head, right? I've got a whole fucking panel going and they're all in debate with each other. But what do we do when those voices kick in that give us all the excuses, that tell us that we're not good enough, that tell us that we can't afford it, that tell us that we're going to get laughed at. What do we do with that internal voice in our head?
Yeah. Do you want me to go? Or
I'm
you
going to
go?
be honest. I tell I say, so I do two things. I say thank you, and then I say, shut the fuck up.
Talk to yourself. Why not? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God, I talk to myself all the time. I'm never lonely.
I think I question it. Like I talk out loud as well. I used to drive a lot and do videos while I was driving. And those of you have watched and been like, "Where the fuck are your hands on the wheel?" But I have like chats with myself, and I'm like, "What? What is that? No, I don't like that. I don't like what that means. What does that mean?" And I full on have like a self coaching, because self coaching life coaches do this all the time, don't we? We just like self coach. So
Drives me insane. I drive myself insane.
yeah. Like I don't say to it like, no, go away. I'm like, okay, what is it? What is it? And I go like, what? Okay, talk to me. And I like try to pull it out and unpack it, because I fully believe you got to feel all your emotions. You got to feel scared. You got to feel happy. You got to feel sad. We can't be like, don't cry or ignoring it. So I'm like, what is it? And then I do like a process from Byron Katie, which I fucking love her. She's the jam. And it's like, it's 4 questions, and it's just looking for the reality, because it's fucking stories. But what was it, her name that she said that? Naomi.
Naomi.
Yeah, Naomi, it's a story. Most of it is a fearful story that isn't true, that hasn't come true yet, that maybe we're creating like, oh shit, I'm going to go start my blog. No one's going to read it. What if no one watches it? What if I have technical difficulties when we're doing a Facebook Live about confidence? Oh my God.
What if your phone's about to run out of battery?
We work
As mine is.
Like, what if
Yeah.
I don't know, like you just, I think, don't ignore it. Listen to it. Find out where it's coming from. Ask, like, question it. For me, I would question it and go, is that true? Is it true no one's going to read my blog? Is it true on live TV I'm going to have a booger? Is it true that they can't edit that? I don't know. Like, is it true, or is it a fucking lie? And is it a story? And why am I even giving it some energy? Because then that manifests, and then you take action on a fucking story, on a lie. It's not even fucking true half the time, you know?
Yeah. I call it, I stole this, borrowed it. I didn't steal, I borrowed it from Brene Brown. You remember the 1980s movie, The Gremlins?
Yes. Oh my God.
Do you remember that? Right.
Yeah.
So there's little gremlins, these little furry creatures, and what happens is they are like terrorizing the whole neighborhood, and the only thing that kills them is by shining light on them. So they can't be in the light. So the moment the sunlight shines on them, they completely disappear, right? And they die. And I just think the moment that quite often we get the feeling of fear, and we listen to it, and we assume that it's telling us not to do something. We assume that it is because it's an icky feeling, a hard feeling. So we're like, oh, stay away from that. Okay, don't do it, don't do it. It's my body telling me not to do it, right? But the moment that we question it, the moment we shine a light on it, the moment we actually bring it into the sunlight and go, really, what is the worst that is going to happen? What if no one reads my blog?
Yeah.
Actually, what if no one reads my blog?
Yeah.
Am I going to die?
Yeah.
Am I going, and what then am I going to make it mean? No one reads my blog, therefore I'm not useful on this planet, therefore, and actually, is that true? So it really is, it's about shining the light on the fear, questioning it, saying, well, actually, and I wouldn't normally ever tell anyone to ask this of the universe, what is the worst case scenario? Because so often the worst case scenario is, well, that's actually not that bad. And in 5 years' time, is it going to matter? And in 5 years' time, if it's not going to matter, don't give it more than 5 minutes thought.
I know. And it's crazy. I think for me, every time I approach self-confidence, I think I have something that I call FWOT. And because I'm American, I call it for what? Like, for what? But it's really fuck what others think. So I go like, for what?
Ooh,
even though it's not
love that.
what. I just do, for what? Like, for what do you give a fuck? Like, for what are you going to not do this? Like, fuck what other people think. And my husband goes, like, you got to go deeper, because it's easy to say that for you and blah, 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 blah. It's like, dude, it's not easy to say that for me. But if I think like, do you know what? No one gives a fuck about me. We are so, I think the word is obsessed with ourselves, and not in a way that we think like the Kardashians are obsessed with themselves, because they lack so much confidence.
Different.
It's sad. Actually sad.
Different.
They're not this, you know what I mean? Not this like, I'm so amazing, look at me. You don't post that many photos of yourself if you don't have issues with how you look and you think you're actually not that great. So it's like opposite. But like fucking what other people think, it is not easy. No fucking way. You've been conditioned. We've all been conditioned our whole life to give a fuck what people think, like from childhood, right? So doing that, like, it's such a big muscle that we have to work at. And then constantly I'm like, why am I not taking that action? Why am I saying that? Why am I not doing that? And it's always, if you go deep into it, it's like, why? Why? It's, at the end of it, it's because like, what will they say? What will they think? What will people talk about? You know, like, and if that's the answer that comes to you, I think like try as hard as you can to get away from that, because that's just, fuck that. Like, what other people think, you can't, it's none of your fucking business.
Yeah, it's really not. And here's the thing. So, funnily enough, this morning when I finished my meditation, normally I have a pen and paper next to me because my brain is randomly busier after meditation than it was beforehand, but in a really good, clean way. And I wrote down the name of a live that I'm going to do later on this week, which is "No one gives a fuck about you." And
Yeah.
it's true, right? And it's not because you're not important. That's not what I'm saying. Don't misunderstand me. But everybody else is so fucking worried about how they look and about
Yeah.
how they're rocking up and about what other people are thinking about them, that they genuinely probably don't give a shit about what you're doing. They don't
No.
care if you fall down the stairs. They
Yeah.
might come and make sure you're okay. And that's actually a really good point, right? When you fall down the stairs, you get to the bottom of the stairs,
You
you're in
look around.
public, and everyone comes running over, right? And they're like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?"
Yeah.
And like, you've got a bone sticking out your
Yeah.
skin, and like your face is
Cool.
bleeding, but you're like, "No, I'm fine,"
I
because
didn't
you're
feel
so
anything.
goddamn embarrassed, right? Because you're and embarrassment is just worry about what other people are thinking of you. But here's the thing: if you saw someone fall down the stairs, you don't look at them and go, "What a fucking knob." You go, "Oh my God, are you okay?"
Yeah.
And so what we think about other people thinking about us, again, it's just like the gremlins, it's just like
It's
fear.
insane.
It's just
Yeah.
stuff that we make up.
We're crazy. We're crazy species. Like, seriously, a little bit. I like what Kristen said. It is ego. And yeah, I hear you. Ego, not from the way we think of ego, like I'm so amazing. It's the opposite ego. But it's like we're hardwired as well. Like, we know our brain's fucking bazillion years old, and it goes saber-toothed tiger, I gotta be safe. And so I think a lot of people, like the women that I work with, and they say like, I don't feel good about myself, or I don't feel confident, and they kind of throw like a pity party for themselves, which is cool. Like, we all do this. But like, I guess my invitation is not to fucking live in pity party land. Like, don't set up a fucking hotel there and like buy property there. Like, just maybe overnight, maybe 5 minutes, maybe visit and get the fuck out of there. Because the more we stay in there, the more we like obsess about ourselves and how we're not enough, we're not good enough, we're not skinny enough, we're not this enough. And like, it's all about me right now. I'm not this enough. I shouldn't get on the Facebook Live. Who do I think I am? And it's like, how about you just get on it and you be of service and you serve people and just give them whatever the fuck you can give them, and get out of your own. I think a lot of times we're in our own head, and it's self-obsessed, but not in the way that you're thinking like, I'm obsessed with myself. But if you think about it, it is really obsession of self, and like how important you are, how fat you are, how tall you are, how it's like, get out of your head, go compliment another woman. Go tell Emily, Emily, you're fucking beautiful. Get out of your shit, go give to someone else something, go help an old lady across the road, whatever. Like, and you start to really appreciate the moments and the gratitude, and get out of your own fucking mess, because it's just shit up there.
Yeah, it's just shit that we've made up. I just want to come back to a really quick point, which I think is going to help some people out, about like the obsession that we seem to have about being part of the pack, right? And being accepted by other people. So 2 things on that. Number one, you are not going to be everyone's cup of tea. I cannot tell you for how many fucking awful comments I get on my videos and my blogs. I get PMs sometimes. Who do you think you are? I hate your style. Stop swearing. You're really annoying. I used to give a fuck. I don't give it. Stop watching my shit, man.
That's
Because
great.
do you know what? For as many people that don't like me, there are as many people out there who get so much value, like life-changing shit value, from the content that I share. And so for me, just to stand in the criticism of somebody else deprives people, the people who are really getting such benefit from what I'm talking about. And actually, I'm never going to be able to please everybody. It's 7 billion people on this world. How the hell are 7 billion people, am I going to get 7 billion people to like me? So you're never going to be everyone's cup of tea. So stop trying. Perfectionism doesn't exist. The other thing about why we worry so much about what other people think is, and you said this, you sort of referred to this earlier, Erica, is that we are ultimately, as much as we're spiritual beings, we are spiritual beings in a physical animal vessel. And that animal vessel has been around for 2 million years. Our DNA has been around for 2 million years. That shit's not going anywhere, man. So we need to learn how to work with it as opposed to trying to push against it. And we are programmed. Let's go back to a few thousand years ago when we were running around with the saber-toothed tigers. We worked in very
Yeah.
small tribes. In fact, we still work in small tribes now. It's just that those small tribes are dissipated around way more people than have ever been on this world, in this planet. And so we're there in these tiny little small tribes. And if we're not part of that tribe, if we don't fit into that tribe, if we don't know our place in that tribe, if we don't do what the tribe tells us to do, we get like literally voted off the island, like Survivor style, right?
Yeah.
If we get kicked out of the pack, we can't survive. We can't shelter
Yeah.
ourselves. We can't chase down that. We can't defend ourselves from the saber-toothed tiger. We can't procreate, which is all we're here to do, right? Survive and procreate to keep in a physical, and I'm talking physical here, I'm talking DNA. And so we are constantly calibrating ourselves to make sure that we fit in with the pack.
Yeah.
But the thing is that these days, the pack is so fucking big, 7 billion people big, and even bigger now thanks to social media, that we calibrate ourselves against people that aren't necessarily our tribe.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So we're now calibrating ourselves around from people that would not necessarily be in our tribe thousands of years ago. So we're calibrating ourselves and worried about what other people think who don't share our values, who don't share our pack mentality, if you like. And so we're wasting all of this energy and all of this time worrying that we're not fitting in with 7 billion people, when really all we need to do is find our tribe and fit in with them.
Yeah. And sometimes you don't know. That's cool. Like, you don't know, you know, really? Like, I had back in the day, people used to be like, just be yourself. And I'm like, that is the worst fucking advice. Like, who is yourself? Who are you last year? Who were you last year compared to who you are today? Like, really, who is yourself? Like, we change all the time. So it's like, be yourself, be yourself. It's like, who the fuck is myself? I think, like, be who you are right now. And then tomorrow, be who you are. Like, if you're better, you're better. If you're worse, you're worse. But it's like, I think that it's so dangerous. Like, who are you and who do you want to be, and be that, and like fake it till you make it and all that. Like, I think that is so fluff. It's like, think happy thoughts, which really you should, right? But how the fuck do you do that? Like, just love yourself.
And that alone is not going to save you.
You know? It's like, just love yourself. Like, I fucking hate everything about this right now. How am I going to get out of it? Like, what's the real kind of tool? And it's like, know who you are, where you're at, and what tribe you have around you. And if you're taking 5 steps forward and they're trying to pull you back, then you need to fucking run. That's not your tribe, right? Because clearly,
I did a live on that this week.
Right? You decided like, I don't want to be in this tribe anymore. It's like, I want to start to, you know, and confidence is huge in that sense of like caring about people and not having the strength. And I think you had said earlier, Naomi, self-doubt. Like, is that self-doubt? Like, self-doubt, self-worth, inner confidence in general. Like, I feel like they're like muscles, and they're all intertwined in the highway of your emotional being, you know, like, you know, it's all like, it's all connected, you know? So self-worth, self-doubt. And once you work on one thing, everything else kind of gets better, because you get stronger in that sense of, shit, I'm going to go find my tribe and find out. And along with what you were saying, like, our brain's fucking 2 million years old. Like, we ain't getting new software. You don't get the fucking Apple iPhone 10 in the brain when you get born. My 4-month-old baby has an old fucking brain. Like, his brain is doing the same shit our brain's doing. But the opportunity we have in 2018 to develop and to put new upgrade iOS fucking system in there, you know, I'm an Apple lover, clearly. You know, like, we have so much opportunity to upgrade. What Emily's been doing, going to workshops, like training, learning. We are constantly growing and getting better. In the work that both of us do, we get to work with women. You work with men as well, or women more?
It tends to be just women.
Okay, so we work with women, and even though we're helping women through their shit, like, as we're working with them, we're learning and we're growing. So it's like this constant evolution, but our brain's designed, like, I used to do styling, as you know, like styling events, and a lot about body image confidence. And we are like programmed in our brain looking for the saber-toothed tiger. Our brain doesn't want us to win. Our brain doesn't want us to step out and be confident. Our brain, not because it hates us, our brain's like, keep it safe, look around, check what's wrong, check what's wrong. So in the mirror in the morning, you're like, where's my pimples? Oh, look at my fucking wrinkles. Oh shit, breast milk. Oh, my nails. What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? So we fucking pick ourselves apart. And if you're doing that to yourself, don't tell me you're not doing that shit to another homegirl, because you're like, oh, she didn't paint her toes. Oh, look at her hair. Oh, she's fat. Oh, this. That's why we're driven by this goggle box and fucking Married at First Sight. Y'all are tripping. Don't be watching this shit on television. I can't. This is another live.
Sing it.
reality TV motherfuckers, and they feed on that shit. These motherfuckers know what gets ratings is having people be a train wreck, and we love watching a train wreck because it's better than watching our own shit going on. So let me make fun of you, Emily, who she's always on live. Doesn't she get what the fuck are you doing? Nothing. How about you look at your own shit? But it's too scary to look inside of ourselves and find the dark fucking shit gremlins that are going on. And it's just like, none of that serves us. So we're looking for what's wrong, because our brain's designed to. And then, of course, if you do it to yourself, you're going to do it to other people. And then it just feeds that cycle of like, no confidence. Neither do I. So it's like, start stepping out of yourself and looking for the good. Look for the good in other people, and you will start to see it in you. Like, that's how I feel confidence really gets built, from an external perspective.